Welcome. Thank you for joining us for Up to the Minute. I'm Dr. Lana Pigal, Communications Director for Northwest College, and here's where you can find us. We are on the Houston City District Facebook page and YouTube. We are also on X, LinkedIn, and on HCC TV at noon, 5, and 10 p.m. Monday through Friday. Well, today we'll be joined by Casey Hughes, who will discuss a very serious topic that affects everyone in the greater Houston area. Just recently, an open public hearing was held to discuss data that shows the amount of water usage in Houston is having a very strong effect on flood risk in the long term. The Harris and Galveston Subsidence District Annual Groundwater Report provides a data-driven look at how groundwater use continues to shape land subsidence across the region. The report shows that areas relying less on groundwater are seeing little to no subsidence, while areas with heavier groundwater use continue to experience higher rates of land sinking. Casey Hughes will join us to discuss subsidence and the Houston flooding issue in about 10 minutes, and we'll be right with her. But first, it's time for the latest Eagle News updates from across the Houston City College system, a place where we share the latest stories and events with students and faculty and support our mission for student success. If you have a story you'd like us to feature right here on Up to the Minute, we'd love to hear from you. To share story ideas or for general inquiries, you can email us at hcc.uptotheminute@hccs.edu or call us at 713-718-6395. Today, we are spotlighting two very special receptions as graduation season is here. We have highlighted the amazing work done by the HCC Vast Academy several times on Up to the Minute. Just recently, several students completed the program, and we want to shine a light on their graduation. So let's take a look.
Today is a culmination for these students, 2 years of matriculating to the program, to the Vast Academy, 16 different courses that include electives, everything from job search, resume writing, interviewing, business communication, workplace communication. There was even one class where titled Explore Houston, where they went out around Houston to visiting different places like the zoo, the museum, the tunnel system downtown Houston. So today is it's an incredibly exciting day of 2 years of instruction.
So at Vast Academy, it helped me a lot from the beginning. When I first started, I came in shy, didn't have an eye contact or anything. My first semester, Miss Trainer, Madeline, she helped me a lot with eye contact, with my schoolwork.
My son is diagnosed with autism, and right now he's in VAST program. It's really a big day for us. It's a big accomplishment for our kids as well. As a parent, we are traveling with them. It's really, it's an emotional moment for us. And he's studying in Stafford campus. HCC, all the teachers and directors, everybody was helping him a lot to come through all this way. I'm so happy, and it's a proud moment for all the parents, I think. And I'm really very thankful for everything for today. Thank you.
My advice would be that they think about 3 things when they're going through the application process and as they're matriculating to the program, or even those who are thinking about applying to the program. There's 3 different things, and that's self-independence, self-advocacy, and employment. And that there's a whole level of responsibility that comes with just being independent, like checking your voicemail, checking your emails every day, because all that speaks to them ultimately being independent once they finish the program, because we're not going to always be around. The parents or the guardians are not always going to be around. So I would say through the application process, once they get into the program and after they finish, really think about those 3 things. We're so very thankful for all the families that came out, all the friends that have came out to support this student population, all of our colleagues here at the college. We want to thank them for their work. We want to thank all the departments that gave gifts and food and other gifts, items, and giveaways to the students to help them celebrate this incredible achievement. We are grateful. We are beyond grateful. We can't say thank you enough. for all the work that they've done to help support us to get these students to this incredible end of their academic journey with the VAST Academy.
For more than 35 years, the Houston City College VAST Academy has been a trusted pathway to possibilities for students with intellectual and developmental disabilities across the Houston community. Grounded in dignity, access, and high expectations, the VAST Academy supports students in building academic foundations, college readiness, career readiness, independence, and self-advocacy, preparing them not only for employment, but for meaningful participation in college, the workforce, and community life. If you or someone you know wants more information about the VAST Academy, that information can be found online at hccs.edu. The partnership between HCC and the PepsiCo Foundation aims to tackle education inequalities. The PepsiCo Scholarship Initiative is a group of academic and technical training courses that are offered to provide quality education and workforce pathways for students in the attainment of an academic degree or technical certification toward an industry-recognized credential. The scholarship program offers a broad range of training and services to help students complete their education and obtain jobs with livable and sustainable wages in higher growth, high demand fields. Scholarships are awarded to qualifying students to offset tuition and other associated costs. A very special year-end reception was held to celebrate the scholarship winners, as many of them move on to graduation.
Tonight's event is celebrating our scholars that have the PepsiCo scholarship, and we're so thankful to PepsiCo for providing those funds to our students. It's all about them and their families, and they've done a good job of completing their studies at HCC, and we want to recognize them for that.
Tonight's event shows the power of what can happen when a private industry helps support a Houston City College. Coming together, they can truly make a difference in the lives of individuals who may not have another opportunity to be supported to go to school. I really hope that they understand that there are companies that value education. And as they start their careers at some point, they have an opportunity to have the same impact at whatever businesses that they go to work for. They can work with their companies to help provide scholarships to help the next generation or help others get that opportunity to go and pursue their dreams.
At the end of the day, we love giving back to the community, right? The community that supports us overall when it comes to our products and how we make, move, and sell products into the market. So anytime we can give back to those who are trying to be up and coming and start their careers, we take the chance to pour into those individuals. It's been a great partnership with the ACC committee. They've been supportive of us, we've been supportive of them, we've been working together very strong over the last few years. We know that what we give and how we support won't always touch everybody, but if we can touch one and make their life difference, that's what we're looking to accomplish.
Well, thank you to everyone at PepsiCo for their generous support in helping our students in their studies. That's a wrap on today's Eagle News. I'll talk with Casey Hughes after a quick commercial break.
Here in Houston, we're always planning the next step.
That step starts at Houston City College.
From caring
to creating
to coding. HCC is the college Houston needs. Take your next step here.
When he has cancer in his brain.
It was like, why me? Why my child? But at St. Jude, it's a huge mental relief that all of my child's care is taken without any bills. It is a huge blessing.
It was all about keeping him alive, and it was all focused on him.
St. Jude is a place where my child's life was saved. It's like the holy place for me.
There have always been a few, ready to fight and win. Since 1775, these few have been Marines, and they come from across this land to defend the future of our nation. This year, our Corps celebrates 250 years, and Marines are proud to serve this country, each other, and all that is still to come for America.
For 250 years, America has depended on the courage of those who serve. They've defended our freedom and helped us become the nation we are today. At Wounded Warrior Project, we honor the past by building a better future for post-9/11 veterans, service members, and their families. They've given us their best. Join us in supporting them through the next 250 years of strength and resilience. Visit woundedwarriorproject.org/USA.
Welcome back. The Harris-Galveston Subsidence District is a special purpose district created by the Texas legislature in 1975 to regulate groundwater use and reduce land subsidence in Harris and Galveston counties. Through science, data, and regional collaboration, the Subsidence District works to protect communities from the long-term impacts of subsidence and flooding. We're joined by Casey Hughes with the Harris-Galveston Subsidence District to tell us all about the report and what it means for our area. Welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Oh, absolutely. Well, can you explain where Houston's water comes from and why most residents may misunderstand that?
Absolutely. So historically, the Houston region has relied on groundwater to supply its water demand. And that's because it's the easiest way to get it. You just drill down, pump out fresh water, little to no treatment, and it's readily available from the aquifer beneath us. However, after long-term use and the region's population expanded, we've noticed and seen a direct correlation between the groundwater withdrawal and subsidence, which is the gradual sinking of the land surface. And subsidence is a slow occurrence. It's not like a sinkhole where you would typically think, oh, you're pumping out water and the land's sinking. It's a gradual process. However, in our area, it's irreversible. So the slow lowering of the land surface started to cause some serious impacts in the Houston area. In Baytown, a neighborhood known as the Brownwood subdivision sank 10 feet over the span of 4 decades and had to be completely abandoned. There were other infrastructure issues in the area, and so that's why the Texas legislature created the Harris-Galveston Subsidence District to prevent subsidence from furthering in Harris and Galveston counties. So since then, we've implemented groundwater regulations, and there's a conversion or transition to alternative water supplies. And in our area, the primary water supplies are treated surface water, or water that's supplied from our 3 river basins.
So I have a question. When we first moved to Houston, one of our friends said, Houston's a big swamp and the water table is pretty high. Is that one of the issues?
So there's a lot of factors that come into play for it. What we specifically address is the compaction and the aquifer beneath us. So the aquifer that we pull water from is very unique. It's different from other aquifers around Texas or regionally. And it does have an abundant supply of water. However, when you remove that water, it takes away the pressure in the aquifer and the land begins to sink. And then we have clay made up in our soil, which makes it hard for whenever rain falls to trickle back into the aquifer to replenish it. And those clay layers will compact, and that's the irreversible part. Once you have clay compact, you can't just fluff it back up.
So the groundwater overuse then causes the land to sink. So how does that increase the flood risk?
So because the land starts to sink, kind of in a bowl formation, not like a sinkhole or anything, gradually over time, it causes permanent loss to land elevation. And whenever you're talking about the lowering of the land in an area that is already predisposed to weather-related events like hurricanes, tropical storms, heavy rainfall, it can exacerbate the existing flood conditions, but also it can create flooding in areas that typically didn't flood before. So it's a slow occurrence, and it comes with serious impacts. So we want to stay in front of it before the land sinks too much.
So why does the shifting to surface water matter, and how does that impact long-term water costs?
So the shift to alternative water supplies like treated surface water is a crucial part of our preventing subsidence. And we've discovered that the best way to prevent further subsidence from happening is to reduce the reliance on groundwater. And so the district has implemented groundwater regulations starting in the area that had the worst subsidence rates. And they took a huge project and they transitioned from groundwater to treated surface water. Pretty much we were implemented in 75, and by the late 80s, the area that was having the worst subsidence rates fully transitioned to using only 10% of their water demand from groundwater, and the rest was from alternative water supplies. And now we see little to no subsidence occurring in those areas. Where we're seeing subsidence occur is in the areas that still rely on groundwater, which is primarily in northwestern Harris County. Areas like Katy, Cypress, Tomball, Spring, the Woodlands, those areas still have conversion requirements to meet by 2035 to bring in alternative water supplies. And there's a lot of great projects that are either in process right now or just completed.
And those are high growth areas too. Population's growing, especially out in the Katy area.
Yes.
So I imagine that that's going to be an issue you all are going to have to contend with eventually. What does everyday water use at home have to do with protecting roads and homes and infrastructure?
So preventing subsidence is honestly, it's a shared effort, and everybody can do their part by being more mindful with their everyday water use. A lot of people turn on the tap and they have no idea where their water is coming from. All they know is that it's gonna be there,
Right.
and that they're paying for it. Nobody really thinks any further into it, and we've had the luxury of not having to worry about that. However, we need to be more mindful of our water use, no matter the source, and further reduce our reliance on groundwater.
So I don't think residents really understand this, but why does water conservation still matter in a region that regularly floods?
That's a great question, because a lot of people do ask that, and they think that with all of the rain that we receive, they're thinking we have all this water.
How can we have a water issue?
So the issue is pretty much in supply. So even though we do have an aquifer that is filled with water that you can pump water from, there's consequences from pumping that water. And if you live in an area that doesn't have the alternative water supplies in place, then that causes your area to be more reliant on groundwater, and your water provider will continue to pump to meet those water demands. So if we're being more efficient in our everyday water use, then we're able to cut down that demand no matter the supply.
So what does Houston's water future look like as the population does grow and the demand for water increases?
Well, Houston is growing rapidly. We've seen it all around us. The suburbs are growing tremendously. It's a great place to live. There's no denying it.
And I think more people are no longer moving to the Austin area. They're moving to the Houston area. Yeah.
Because it's a great place to live and
Yeah.
raise your family. It's a great place to thrive, build your businesses. So when you talk about that growth in population, you also have to talk about the increase in water demand. And where are you going to get that water?
Right.
If we can't pump groundwater, where are we going to get that? And luckily, we have had some really great planning in place from our forefathers. And back in the 40s and 50s, they built reservoirs and like Lake Houston, Lake Conroe, and were able to get treated surface water from these areas. And there's even projects in place like the Northeast Water Purification Plant, which is, I may be wrong here, but I'm pretty sure it was the largest water infrastructure project, definitely in the nation. And it's in the Humboldt area, and they take they used to produce about 80 million gallons of treated surface water per day, and they've expanded that plant, and now they're making 400 million gallons of water per day. And then other regional water providers, cities, water authorities are working together to plan, fund, and build the infrastructure needed to get more alternative water supplies in our area.
So when folks think of alternative water, they're thinking of treated water, water treatment plants. And I know there's a number here in the Houston area. So are those plants mostly purifying the groundwater, or are they treating and recycling the water we already use?
There's different plants with different purposes, and the Northeast Water Purification Plant that I mentioned earlier, it takes water from Lake Houston and it treats the surface water. And then there's other projects in place like the Surface Water Supply Project that facilitates the transition or transmission of that water to areas that need the alternative water supplies. It's not necessarily treating groundwater, it's more of treating surface water.
Right. Well, if people want more information about subsidence or water conservation, where can they go to find more information?
So we have 2 websites and 2 platforms that you can go to for water conservation tools and tips and resources. We have a water conservation platform called Smarter About Water, and you can go to our social media channels, or you can go to our website, smarteraboutwater.org, and learn about water conservation programs that are in your area. We even have grant programs to fund local water conservation projects. We have a school program, and we have a ton of resources to make water efficiency best practices easily available and obtainable for everybody.
I know in our house, we use those Navy nozzles for our showers. We love those things. Yeah. Well, lastly, as hurricane season approaches, are the risks of flooding in the greater Houston area, are they improving? Because, it rains for, I don't know, 15 minutes and suddenly everything is flooded.
So the district, we're focused on preventing further subsidence. And even though we do measure and monitor the land elevation, we're not monitoring specific flood risk. We do partner with the Harris County Flood Control District and provide them with all of the data collected, like in our annual groundwater report that we just published. And that gives kind of a status update on where subsidence is currently happening, and kind of tells the story of subsidence mitigation efforts in our area.
That's great. That's great. Well, this has been great information. It's important stuff to know, for sure, especially in the Houston area. Well, thank you, Casey Hughes with the Harris and Galveston Subsidence District. We appreciate you taking the time to be with us today and explaining all of this. And we'll take a very quick commercial break, and when we come back, we'll have some announcements that we think you should know about.
En Houston, siempre planeamos el siguiente paso.
Ese paso comienza en Houston City College.
Del cuidado.
A la creación.
A la promoción.
HCC es la universidad que Houston necesita. Tu siguiente paso es aquí.
Today, we'll be joined by Casey Hughes, who will discuss a very serious topic that affects everyone in the greater Houston area. Just recently, an open public hearing was held to discuss data that shows the amount of water usage in Houston and how it's having a very strong effect on flood risk in the long term. The Harris and Galveston Subsidence District Annual Groundwater Report provides a data-driven look at how groundwater use continues to shape land subsidence across the region. The report shows that areas relying less on groundwater are seeing little to no subsidence, while areas with heavier groundwater use continue to experience higher rates of land sinking. Casey Hughes will join us to discuss subsidence and the Houston flooding issue in about 10 minutes.
I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that we can get help. Let's see how far we can go. Love, your mind.
Dear coach. Dear coach.
Dear coach, they don't teach you that inner strength is the most important kind of strong. But you taught me that.
They don't teach you how to build confidence in yourself or how to deal with all the pressures all at once. But you taught me that.
First tee was more than golf. It's where I discovered what I'm capable of.
You didn't just prepare me for 18 holes. You were preparing me for every day of my life. Learn more at firsttee.org.
My name is Jeff. Having a traumatic brain injury is understanding you were a lot smarter before the accident. I lost so many traits. Food donations from Suncoast Center of Independent Living helped me tremendously. It can mean fully paying the bills off. That's one of the biggest gifts right there. I have a purpose again. Life goes on.
We come from a long line of farmers, and there's a sense of pride, but there's also a significant amount of pressure.
Farmers have to take care of their physical and their mental health, because what's a farm without a farmer?
Watching the sun come up, that's my time. I can have a cup of coffee, and every day's a new opportunity.
That's cool. Your hand's gotten so Yay!
Don't forget to check in on yourself. Love, your mind.
Learn how to use leading AI tools Copilot, Claude, Gemini, and ChatGPT to strengthen your business plan, improve financial clarity, and make smarter decisions during Scale Smarter Financial AI Lab Series. Across 4 hands-on sessions, you'll evaluate your business plan, analyze financials, build forecasts, test scenarios, manage cash flow, and prepare for funding. By the end, you'll have a complete AI-supported financial management system tailored to your business. That's happening May 21st from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the HCC South Campus Workforce Building. Well, step into the neon-lit future and put your skills to the test at Hack HCC Code Runners, Houston City College's first large official hackathon. Inspired by Cyberpunk 2077, this event brings together creativity, technology, and collaboration for an unforgettable 24-plus hour build experience. And you don't need to be an expert to participate. Hackathons are one of the best ways to learn new skills, meet other students, and gain real experience outside the classroom. Whether you're brand new to coding or already building projects, there's a place for you. And that's happening May 22nd from 11 a.m. to noon at the West Houston Institute Auditorium. Join HCC Garden Club for an off-campus garden tour of Grace Fellowship Community Garden, followed by an opportunity to help. Pulling weeds, mulching, and harvesting veggies are all likely activities. Please wear sunscreen, bring a water bottle, hat, and sunglasses. Garden gloves and pruners will be available for those that do not bring their own. And that is May 23rd from 7:40 a.m. to 11 a.m. at the Grace Fellowship Church on Mason Road in Katy. Well, that's our show for today. Thank you for joining us for Up to the Minute. We'll see you next time.